The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines, smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out. Stop it, I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second nature to me, just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the 509 Divine Pines podcast. I am your host, 509 Divine Pines, and right alongside me is Big Perm. We got the purple and gold dripping. The Huskies just won the Sugar Bowl today, so all you Texas Longhorns fans, sorry, dogs, your horns are down today. And, you know, the Ravens over here with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens flock dominating. We had to stay dripping in the purple and gold, stay true to our colors. Hey, it's good for us out there, and I hope it's all good for you guys over there, wherever you are. It's a happy new year, and I just hope that you guys make the best of it. Positivity, it's all in your mind, man, and then give it out to your friends and family. Create a positive vibe in your life, because this is the start of your dreams. If you want them to come to reality, you got to make them happen. You got to put them out there. You got to be dominant, vigilant. You got to be motivated, inspired. Because if you're not, then just go ahead and retire. Hey, Big Perm, Happy New Year's, brother. How you?
Happy New Year's. Let's go, Dogs. On to the national championship. How you feeling?
Hey, man. I love that quarterback swat at the end. That was lit. I'm feeling great, dude. I'm a defensive dude, so when I seen that play, I was all jumping for joy. I mean, when I'm playing out there, dude, I get picks. I dive and side swap. I'm like, you know, playing out there like Deion Sanders and Ed Reed and inspired, right? You know, watching them on my Ravens. Rod Woodson, Chris McAllister. Man, I love that UW quarterback play right there, man. That cat got hurt and then came back in and rallied up the troops. You know, they were a little bit shook. Oh, no. Hey, they came back. They came back and won that, man. And you know, they got Michigan, and it's going to be a tough battle. It's real hilarious, though. You know, John Harbaugh is over here as the Ravens coach. Jim Harbaugh is his brother, and we're playing the Huskies. Or they're playing the Huskies, right? So it's like, yeah, I don't know whether he grew for the Harbaughs or the Huskies.
I can't stand Jim Harbaugh. He was the Niners coach. So, you know, they're our rivals, being a Seahawks fan. So I'm not a fan of Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, you know what? Well, we put it down when we played them in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they had to go and cheat and pull off the lights. So you remember that part? Yep.
I do remember
that was the first start of my conspiracy days. I knew something was up. That's the start of my conspiracy days. And you know what? Yo, hey, you know what? Considering the conspiracies, everybody, I hope that you guys go ahead and like this podcast, subscribe, share, and really just you know. We don't want to go ahead and make all you Cowboys fans and Seahawks fans feel bad about talking about football all night, but go ahead and really enjoy what's going on with the Ravens and Huskies. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into some news, man. Let's do this. So we got some shows, some things up ahead for all of y'all out there. And we're going to stay grooving, moving, and inspired to be doing what we're doing. But first and foremost, we're going to have 23 of the weirdest stories from 2023. Keep this numero. We have a Bolivian airline under fire. Ooh. Oh, man. Yeah. Bolivian Airlines, all right? It's hiring a psychic to help search for a lost cat. Can you believe that? Over here in America, you would not hear any type of spiritual or metaphysical powers be admitted, unless it's like the secret government, but for the most part in the public, a lot of that stuff looks woo-woo. Now, in other countries, though, it does not. I personally think that a psychic maybe could find a cat. I'm a big fan of this. The local media report started with the strange saga in early December when Tito went missing when it was set to depart from the Captain Aureole Pizza Airport. Cat went missing. The airline searched the facility for a week and even enlisted a psychic, an interspecies communicator, to try to find out if he was hiding or if he died. Remarkably, it turns out the medium's powers are apparently not bound by time and space, as she actually operates outside the city of La Paz and been sending her insights by the way of messaging app. So she didn't go in person. Oh, Lord. So, turns out that psychic was probably just a waste of time. The cat was never found.
I'm curious where they found the psychic. Yeah,
if a psychic is
they already have on retainer, or they just went to some random shop downtown and asked some psychic to come help them out.
They probably found it on Craigslist. Or onlypsychics.com. Next one up. Frozen hair saves Alaskan woman who falls through ice. I mean, I think the psychics are real. At least 60% of them, but I full-heartedly believe that there's quite a bit who are just BS, Could just be the luck of the draw. But this frozen hair saves Alaskan woman, and she definitely had the rabbit pulling her out of a hat. The bizarre incident reportedly occurred back in November when Kelsey Haas decided she was stepping into thin ice. Oof. Oh, man, I couldn't imagine that. How does a hair... Sir, what? I mean, dude, is this her on drugs, or... The animal's remains wound up serving as a miraculous purpose in the ice. So, it says as she was under the ice, she approached the edge of the ice. Oh, okay, no, she didn't fall in. She was at the edge of the ice and she was falling in. And she, I guess, grabbed a frozen hair in the ice, and that was the only thing that was keeping her. It's just an interesting story. It's in another country, so it's not really written well. Yeah, well. I think it's gonna be freaking safe, dude. I'm not gonna go ahead and just just step on any ice without knowing that it's safe. That's too dangerous. I just seen a video where it was like this Russian pro swimmer, right? And they went underneath the ice, but the Swift is too quick, and it just took them, and they died forever. They're lost forever. What can you say? You have no chance. That's 1 second down there, and you're gone forever. No one's gonna find you.
Speaking of cold water, I decided for a New Year's Day thing, I jumped into the Puget Sound today and hung out for a couple minutes.
Today?
Yeah, this morning. This
you
girl,
did that today?
A friend of mine said she wanted a new start to the new year and to jump in the cold ass Puget Sound, so I told her I'll come join her so she doesn't have to do it alone. And it was fucking cold, but it was cool.
Well, good guy Greg. I ain't jumping in no water with no one like that, unless it's for you know. Yeah, nah, I'm cool. I might be the guy who's putting sausages in mailboxes though. New Zealand town tired of prankster who keeps putting sausages in mailboxes. You know what? You know, egging houses is too much, but putting sausages in a mailbox, that might be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's hella random.
So the New Zealand community is fed up. The local media report said the bizarre mystery began last April in the town of Surfdale on the Waiheke Island. They found the first sausage wrapped in a bread sitting in the mailbox. Oh, gosh. I mean, it was already ready. Why are they mad? They just got to throw some cheese and a little bit of onion, maybe some salsa. You know, they got everything they need.
Looks like it's happening like once a month, too.
I mean, unless it was all moldy. Yeah, the article states, explain that it happens once a month at the bare minimum. All of them had photos of sausages in their letterboxes when he asked their friends. That was when I knew it was a serious problem. It quickly became the talk of the town. I do think I reported on some of this. I didn't know that they had a sausage inside bread inside the mailbox. Man, I mean, like with the inflation prices, who got
right?
No, who got time for all that?
Sausage ain't cheap.
I mean, maybe I'll do that. Like, yeah, maybe I'll do that 15 years ago, 50 years ago. You know, if I was alive, but nah, not these days. Wife divorces husband after discovery of her or him keeping a lottery ticket secret for 2 years. So he must have won $1 million. And yep, that is it. The odd story reportedly began in 2021 when the man, identified only as his name Zoo, hit a 1.5 million jackpot. He kept it from his wife and put a portion of his winnings in his sister's bank account, and then spent some of his money on an apartment for his previous wife. Over the next 2 years, the man was able to somehow keep his wife, identified as Lynn, in the dark about the lottery win. Zoo's proverbial house of cards eventually came tumbling down when she somehow found out about the hidden prize money and in turn filed for divorce. Oh gosh. Zoo was ordered to pay 66% of the money that he had hidden in his sister's bank account. Oh my gosh. And also what he spent on his first ex-wife's apartment. Strangely enough, this is not the only instance of this. Oh. I guess when a
Accident
family
got to come about sooner or later, and that's how the wife found out, I
critique.
assume.
It's like, well, how do you have a Lambo? Well, yeah, it was cheap. I was unlucky on sale. Uh, well, I don't think I don't think this is right. I mean, hey, you got to provide. Why you providing for your ex-wife, not your current wife?
Right?
This guy's a
Still
real
want it back.
jackass. At least don't provide for your ex, provide for your next wife, man. Jeez, gotta think ahead. No, I'm playing. Early morning Monopoly game sparks scuffle. Ooh. So, guys, we are running through these 23 articles. Yeah, probably about like an article per minute, maybe something like that.
Yeah, that sounds
A
about right.
samurai sword wielding man in Belgium became the hot topic after a Monopoly game. The weird showdown began when the man exited his home brandishing a stick and began arguing with the group. As tempers flared, he was soon joined by his equally orny son, who was armed with a samurai sword. A scuffle subsequently ensued, and the katana-wielding man, as well as the Monopoly players, wound up being injured by the fearsome blade, while the latter suffered only minor injuries and faces no legal repercussions from the incident. The owner of the samurai sword was not so lucky, as one of his arteries was pierced by the weapon during the brawl. He is currently said to be in critical condition, but should survive the ordeal and will be heading directly to jail for his role in the fight. Dang, don't ever bring a sword. Oh, man. It's never gotten that serious, guys. If anything, just flip the board and walk away. You know what? I'm done with this. Yeah, at least
But
that, right?
speaking of arteries getting pierced, I was listening to the Honeydew podcast with Ryan Sickler today, and he is playing some of the craziest stories from his Patreon podcast, The Honeydew with Y'all. And there's a story about this dude whose girlfriend was breaking up with him because he cheated on her. And he showed up on her front porch, and he had a rifle in his hand. And when she opened the door, he blew his brains out. But the crazy part was a triangular piece of his skull flew at her and severed her jugular, and she ended up in the hospital, like, bleeding out. It was the craziest story I ever heard.
That is pretty crazy. While we're while we're talking about crazy stories too, you look at the world, and I think all the craziness is like constantly going forward and at a rapid pace. There's a lot of shows, out there, and a lot of talks about how these CERN colliders and all these freaking crazy reactors that are, producing high level physics and literally changing dimensions, as they say, opening up portals, as they say. I think a lot of this is like speeding up. You know, it's getting pretty wild out there, bro. Right? It's getting pretty wild.
It's
Just like
definitely wild.
this right here. Women being sucked out of building while filming tornado in Arkansas. So just like, man, imagine that. Like now we can see live in person everything from natural disasters to the worst atrocities of mankind. I mean, literally, there's been so many like deaths from gunshots on live stream and stuff, and now you see people over here recording like tornadoes, probably recording like shark attacks, a little bit of everything. Should we watch this? No, we don't need to watch that. It's probably gonna cause a little bit of seizures and trauma for some people. A jaw-dropping video from Arkansas shows the moment a woman being sucked out of a building while filming a tornado was swept right over her. The incredible footage was reportedly captured by Kimberly Shaw last Friday afternoon as she was leaving the dental office of the Little Rock city she's in. Mesmerized by the sight of powerful EF-3 tornado, so level 3 tornado in the distance. She called her husband Jimmy because, his name's Jim, but she likes Jimmy. Into the building, into the parking lot, began filming the unsettling scene with a cell phone, declaring, "Oh, I'm getting this! Oh, I'm getting this, Jimmy!" Here, we're gonna watch this. What she's getting. Yep. All right. Well, if we can, seems like. Well,
a violent tornado is coming at her. Camera and run for shelter. Look out! Here comes the tornado. And the woman at the doorway
she's like, "Oh, I'm getting it."
slam the door shut. No luck.
Yes.
Tornado starts to literally suck the woman out of the dental office. Rock, Arkansas. Wow.
It sucked me out the door. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
Only hanging on to her husband's arm for dear life saved her.
I just grabbed her arm and sat there and held her.
Somehow, Jimmy Shaw was able to brace himself against the door frame while he held on to his wife, Kimberly.
He saved my life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today.
The office today is in ruins. Jimmy was left with deep gashes.
I had stitches there. I just pulled some glass out of that yesterday.
Jimmy, don't be dumb like me and try to videotape something that is going to cost you your life.
And a storm chaser drives right into the path of a monster tornado in Iowa. His partner, who's watching from a safe distance, screams for him to turn back. The storm chaser's warned.
These guys are playing with life and death. In that interview with the couple, the husband was just like, I cannot believe this woman. I cannot believe I married her.
And he's all cut up and fucked up from trying to drag her ass back inside the building.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna do anything dangerous, just to record some Instagram video, some viral video. It kind of reminds me though. There was this cop incident like about a block or two away from my house a while back. I guess some drunken car from inside the city just happened to like ditch the car, like run. And me and some dude who just happened to hear it all, we heard this like loud boom. We went by with our phones and cameras. We're all recording, and then the cops look at us. Get the fuck back now before you get hurt. And then we were like, "Oh shit! All right, sorry. All right, this is too close." And then he's like, "And move your dog if you know what's good for you," because there was like some canines that are about to be released too. They're like, "Oh shit! All right, sorry, I'm out of here." And just like 5 seconds later, he's like, "Hey," they're on this intercom. "Get inside your house immediately." Fuck. All right, I'm out of here. Fuck screw the viral video. I'm done. I ain't gonna risk that. Yeah, dude. Some people are just doing too much for the gram, man. Just doing too much for the gram. So the attorney for a psychic was accused of fraudulent actions. Yeah. I guess I can read this properly. Attorney for psychic accused of fraud offers supernatural defense for client. Yes, we're gonna have to get into this. At the start of the trial on Tuesday, state prosecutors produced troubling text where the psychic warned Halfron that darkness is going to possess you and ultimately take away your family. Wow. Offered a rather unorthodox argument in her defense by positioning that she cannot be found guilty because she actually lived up her promise to thwart the evil spirits that plagued her client. According to the local media report, the intriguing legal gambit was put forward by Glenn Lansky as part of the opening statement in the case against purported clairvoyant J.C. Wasu. Authorities in Florida contend that the fortune teller biked her client Lynn Halton out of a staggering $1 million after convincing her that the curse was poised to take the life of her mother, and the only seasoned sorcerer could prevent it from happening. Whoa. Understandably alarmed by Wasso's Rappaport, who she married and subsequently convinced under false pretenses to fund her fight against the evil spirits that had taken aim at her. When she was eventually revealed that the fortune teller and a pair of accomplices had spent the money on all the manner of lavish goods, the proverbial house of cards quickly fell. In defending Waswat's trial, Lansky mused that his client never physically coerced Half, and instead the threats are supposedly, if you don't pay me, the evil spirits are coming. He went on to posit that's what she paid for. While it'll be up to a jury to decide if the argument holds water, Halfin herself may beg to differ, as despite seemingly having the best intentions at heart, she also wound up pleading guilty to fraud charges for lying to Rappaport about why she needed so much money. This resulted in a suspended jail sentence, deportation back to her home country of Israel, and a divorce, which would be seen to suggest that the evil spirits weren't entirely eradicated. So this woman took a psychic to court and ended up actually getting herself in trouble because she then admitted that she lied to her husband. Oh God, she was then deported. Oh my God. Yo, this psychic is laughing away to the bank. She even says it. The psychic says, "Well, you actually paid for what came true. The evil spirits never came to you. If you paid, and you paid. So I was right." Yeah. Yo, hey, dude. If we want some money, man, we gotta go ahead and start some psychic places over. Just random fairs and random carnivals and. Just run the table. Just tell people to run the table, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. How about that? I'm not gonna do that. But if anybody wants some money, man, that's hilarious. Nah, I'm just kidding. Don't do that, guys. Don't make psychics bad. Don't make look bad. Don't make psychics look bad. Frozen ball unearthed in Canada found to be 30,000-year-old squirrel. We will pass on that because that's just another ice age incident. I'm sure we're going to go ahead and start seeing like 50,000-year-old woolly mammoth be uncovered. Hundreds of pounds of pasta mysteriously dumped alongside creek in New Jersey. I did see that, and yeah, there was just a whole bunch of pasta that was poured by a creek, and it's not really explainable. It's probably just
estimated to be 500
some leftover
pounds
pasta, some old pasta, pasta that couldn't be delivered. Woman accused of murdering husband claims to channel his woman claiming this and the way that Beyonce claims that she channels Sasha Fierce, or the way that Nicki Minaj claims that she channels Roman, or the way that Billie Eilish channels whatever dark spirit she channels on stage when she bends over backwards and rolls her eyes till they're white and then springs up like a freaking zombie. You know, what's the difference? A murder trial in Malaysia, Ten Spirit, and in his voice asserted that she is innocent. The very weird courtroom drama reportedly unfolded on Wednesday in the city of Serembam in the pre-trial hearing of Lau Sek Yan, who is accused of stabbing Po Seng Hiap to death in January of 2022. At the start of the proceeding, the woman issued an impromptu address to the court wherein she insisted upon her innocence. Although the judge advised that the trial had not actually even started yet, Yan had more to say as she then produced a proverbial star witness in the form of her late husband, whose spirit she claimed to be channeling. Paul Sang Hiap is speaking. You don't have to understand that my wife did not kill me, Yan declared before the astounded court. Why don't you listen to me? I was fated to die. As one might imagine, the judge was unmoved by the supernatural testimony and simply set a date for the murder trial, while also ordering the defendant to undergo a psychiatric evaluation in the interim. Should Yan truly be communicating with the spirit of her truly late husband, and she is not responsible for the demise, she may wish to have him reveal who the guilty party truly is, since simply insisting that she is innocent is probably not going to help her. There's definitely probably no difference in than exactly how I was saying Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and all them channel that. You know, it's sick. There is this mental illness. Like the judge was right, man. To go ahead and send it to a psychiatric evaluation. I like to talk about on my podcast where, like, over the last 100 years with the American Psychology Association and the way that science and medicine and technology has gone in America, mixed with the way society and Hollywood and music and movies are like making people, there's a lot of possession and there's a lot of alter ego, like psychological problems that are making people channel spirits, or like that's not even their husband, or it's like demon spirits, right? There's this demonic influence, and it's like people just thinking it's like, well, it's an alter ego, or well, it's like I'm channeling a spirit, or it's multiple personalities, or schizophrenia, or all this other shit, all this other stuff, right? And we've seen an increase over the last 100 years, and before I say too much, like it's happening, and all we can do is like try to help our loved ones, eat right, exercise right, pray right, don't fall under influence of all these dark energies, don't get lost in dark drugs, and the best ways to prevent this is by healing and loving and strengthening your family and loved ones and friends before anything ever turns bad. Don't ever let their life go into sadness, darkness. Don't ever let someone's light dim, because like stuff like this happens, and that's sad. That's sad. This right here, though, ghoulish figure spotted just like the way that the black ghoul reaper looking figure was spotted in the Queen Elizabeth ceremonial palace earlier this year in her ceremonial event. That was caught on camera behind all the guards. Yeah, that was interesting. But here it is. Ghoulish figure photographed by police. Definitely not the same. This just looks like some what? This looks like some dude who's is in a mask and he's in a costume. And I don't think this doesn't look like a real dude, does it? What's your take? What do you think
It
this
looks
is,
like a
buddy?
dude in a mask to me.
You think this is real? That looks like a dude in a mask to me too. And you know, it also looks like he got to take a shit. It looks like he's constipated. See, you just see his body's all tight and all nervous. I mean, could be his lips are all bound up though.
It's
I
a
mean,
perfect human build. Looks like a good silicone mask. And gloves.
You know, he's just looking at the camera. He's not even saying anything. He's not a man of much words, is he? Yeah, yeah. This is just a dude in a mask. Local media reports are just giving highlight to get people all riled up. But this is pretty interesting. This kind of reminds me of like how was it Australia that like in 2017 clowns were reportedly appearing all over the streets. Or here in America too, there was just weird clowns like just walking and people didn't know exactly what it was. Just like some weird wickedness. You remember that? It was like before COVID started. Yeah. Nothing ever came out of that though. Like there was never a clown cult that said, "Oh yeah, that was us," or never any investigation into it. I mean, from the research that I know about clowns and how it's very tied into Freemasonry and the origins of psychosis into people through imagery, then like of course, and you know, that type of stuff is just going to be covered up. And no big news piece is going to be on clowns. I'm just going to let it slide. Look at it. Yeah. Look at it. The movie It. Indian official drains reservoir to recover lost cell phone. Dude, this is that mega elite stuff, huh? Oh man. Imagine that Joe Biden, the Michigan Lakes, just to have a pool party. You know? Just closing it all down. And not just that, but he's also draining Michigan Lakes just because he dropped his phone in the Michigan Lake. That's pretty much what's happening here, kind of. It's not, I mean, a water reservoir in a lake, a bit different sizes, but you get the picture, guys. Well, over in India, a food inspector drained the reservoir in search of his lost phone. Yes. 440,000 gallons of water. Jeez, that's a lot of water, guys. You know how many people in Flint, Michigan can buy 440,000 gallons of water? That's a lot. A lot of people. I mean, you know, jeez. Yeah, dude. That's just because he has privilege, right? Must be.
For sure.
Privilege. I'm guessing. Well, next up, dead women discovers she's alive as she starts banging on coffin. Man, the drugs must have been real good for her because I hear that happen so many times. You know, there's this there's one of these news articles that come out every now and then. An Ecuadorian woman had a shocking turn of her life when her family heard banging from her coffin and discovered that she was actually alive. The stunning case reportedly began on Friday when Gilberto Barber brought his mother, Bella Montoya, to a hospital in the city of Barajoyo as she suffered a cardiopulmonary arrest following what is believed to have been a stroke after attempts to revive the unconscious patient proved to be futile. She was declared dead by a doctor on duty, and her body was handed over to her body for burial. They gathered together later that day for the celebration of her life and wound up witnessing a truly wondrous event. About 5 hours after the wake, the coffin started to make sounds. It gave us all a fright. When they opened the casket, the family was astonished to discover Montoya was still alive, as she had been trying to alert them by banging on the box. While struggling to breathe, the woman was extracted from the coffin and brought back to the hospital, where she was currently in intensive care. As one might imagine, authorities in Ecuador have pushed to investigate the matter in hopes to determine how a misjudgment could have been made. Oof. Yeah, don't be going to them cheap hospitals, guys. I guess, right? I do hear that some hospitals, man, are real dangerous. Like they'll play on the edge where they'll, make people die too early. Man, that's a tough one right there. Have you ever heard about that? Like the way the hospital industry works sometimes, where it's like, well, what they did with COVID and how they put people on Remdesivir, that's pretty much cyanide, killing people, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was known that Remdesivir was it had been used on, I think, Ebola patients.
Yeah, that would.
And it was known to, like, 60% of them cause organ failure in the people it was given to, and that became what they used as the main protocol to treat COVID, along with putting people on ventilators, which they said from the very beginning that 80% of people put on a ventilator never come off of one. So sounds like they murdered them to me.
Yeah, and when people were on Remdesivir and put on the respirators in the last 4 or 5 years while this COVID was going on, 90% of the people didn't come off, and they all reported that there were sicknesses immediately. The people, there was people who got on their own choice, though. They demanded and took it off within a couple hours of them feeling sick, and they understood what it was. And then when you look at who kind of funds a lot of this, we understand that this ties back into like the origins of the cyanide and Nazi testing on these gas chambers, and the way that the medical and pharmaceutical industry and chemical industry works hand in hand. Yeah, big business. What we got next, though, is former family's dinner interrupted when man claiming to be a ghost wanders into home. A family in Florida were bewildered when a man claimed to be a ghost on Thursday in the city of Fort Myers as Brian McCallson and his 2 daughters sat down for the meal. Then it was interrupted by what was a ghost. Well, what was it, a ghost? When McCallson went to see who it was a man in a bathing suit. Just a man in a bathing suit, just another Florida man. It always happens out there in Florida, whether they're on bath salts or, something. Oh gosh, Florida, huh? This is 100% a Florida story. I couldn't see this anywhere else. McCallson was perturbed, but he was able to convince the ghost to leave the residence without an incident. However, this was not the end of the strange incident, as the ghost proceeded to lock himself inside of the truck of a work crew outside the home, much like his appearance during the family's dinner. The incident in the vehicle did not last long, as the workers were able to convince him to exit the truck. He subsequently fled the scene and vanished like a ghost would. That's real funny, man. It's like Casper, or like what's coming out of Luigi's Mansion. That's just a dude on mushrooms, just having fun, right? What do you think? Maybe a little bit of bath salts.
There's always drugs involved, especially in Florida.
Connecticut couple. This is the next 100% always drugs. Next article: Connecticut couple accuses government of sending spy bear to film their property. Hey, whoa! This gets wild. I look on my podcast. I have covered how there were CIA birds created over there, like in the 80s, and there's been like a whole bunch of spy animals. Literally like robot animals. Robot chicken or robot spy bear right here. A couple of Connecticut contended that the state government sent a bear outfitted with a camera onto their property in order to. The strange accusation has been made by Mark and Carol Brault, who reside in a 117-acre piece of land in the town of Heartland. For the last several years, the couple had been embroiled in a conflict with community officials over allegations that they have been secretly feeding bears that visit their sizable property, which operates as an attraction dubbed Nature Havens, wherein visitors pay for the possibility of encountering the bears. The couple believes in an attempt to prove the allegations levied against them, the State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, which is classified as deep, used a proverbial spy bear to infiltrate the property. That suspicion came about when Mark spotted something unusual. As one of the creatures which frequently visits the land, the bear now had a not just an ear tag, but a collar. So he got closer, and there was a camera. What? There was a camera on the collar. The attorney John R. Williams explained, so what does that say to me? That says to me that they're engaging in a warrantless search of his property. He went on to muse that it's like sending a robot, I guess, with a camera on you, and you can't do anything without getting a warrant. While Williams conceded that deep outfit has some bears with GPS collars, never were there with, my gosh, there were never collars here on these bears. This undoubtedly led the couple to conclude that the couple was being spied on. Wow. So, I bet, man, when people have said that they could have sworn that this bird was a robot or that this chipmunk was spying on them, dude, I'm starting to believe more and more about these wild stories of people just saying, it's like, dude, it's like this deer was just following me or like, spying on me, it's like, all these different animals just acting super strange in the wilderness. I bet that there's something way more to it, way deeper. I mean, from what I hear, dude, that like the military has like freaking hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands fake metal trees in the wilderness everywhere, and they're just satellited up, they're just cameraed up, and it's like they're keeping track of everything. As we know, they put chips in like. How much percent of the wildlife? Like, I don't know, they might want to try 100, but I'm guessing maybe like 80, 70, 60% of the wildlife.
I know a lot of it in this country.
Yeah, there's a lot of fake animals out there. Especially hybrid animals. I know me and you were talking off air before the podcast about how the confessionals plays into a lot of the cryptids and paranormal and animal encounters, and like the way that the military might be testing on a lot of these animals and altering them, their consciousness, their actual abilities, what they are, and their environment in which they're in, right? Going from things like over here in Washington, the Klickitat ape cat is a highly revered, supposed creature cryptid. It's a joke to some people, but Al Gore on South Park talking about man bear pig is actually talking about something for real, like a human bear pig hybrid, embryo and creature. There's these different creatures. Like, this isn't anything new though. About big organizations or elites wanted to test animals or use them as their robots or guinea pigs, right? When we look back at the ancient Greek days and the ancient Greek stories talking about minotaurs or centaurs, it's them doing animal hybrid stuff, or the creators doing animal hybrid stuff. Even in the Bible, when they talk about like the cherubim, the angels that are up in the sky, they talk about a four-headed angel, a eagle, a bear, and a couple other animals that's part of this four-headed hybrid angel. Sheesh, yeah. Animals have been used for ever to, like, I don't know, guard humanity, to spy on humanity, to control humanity. Not sure how to look at it. Or are we just like friends with animals? Because it doesn't seem like it all the time. Some animals, yeah, but we go in the wild, and 90% of people get mauled and killed. Anyways, dumpling eating restaurant challenge leads to trouble for a restaurant in China. A restaurant in China is under investigation by authorities due to a contest where they challenged patrons to eat over 100 dumplings as fast as possible. The strange case reportedly came to light last week when a media outlet in the country revealed that the unnamed eatery in the city of Libin was looked for possibly violating a law against wasting food. What drew the attention of authorities was a social media post from the restaurant in which they trumpeted the delightfully named King of the Big Stomach Challenge. The contest offers a future-free meal as well as other prizes to the customer who could eat 108 spicy wonton dumplings the fastest. Although the competition may sound like fun to anyone who wants food or is aspiring to become the Joey Chestnut of China, the country's state administration of market regulation was not amused by the contest and announced that they were investigating the eatery on the grounds that it may have violated a recently enacted law which prohibits restaurants from encouraging or misleading customers to order excessively to cause obvious waste. The weird regulation came in about 2021 in response of spate of incidents where Chinese social media users showcased their binge eating abilities. Aimed at putting a stop to the trend, the law features a either $14,000 or $1,400 fine. There's a typo here for restaurants that participates in. Oh, it's a $14,000 fine. Wow! Amazingly, the regulation also contains a $14,000 fine for media outlets that present such binge eating to the public. So, oh gosh, you can get in trouble for making the food or promoting the food. News of the dumpling challenges sparked an investigation that has been understandably met with criticism from residents online who make the compelling argument that the food is not being wasted if the person eats it all. That said, considering that law is in place in the first place, one suspects that the restaurant will likely wind up facing a fine for the dumpling blunder. Oh my gosh. So China is killing it. They don't want you to eat good. They don't want you to eat big. They want you to be skinny like twigs. Eat less, you fat. Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't see any
You know,
issue with the
right?
challenge. If you want to
Isn't that how
fucking eat 100 dumplings, eat 100 dumplings. If you want to advertise to people to eat 100 dumplings, they should be able to do the same. I I I don't like the government stepping in on this bullshit. It sounds like a lot of food, but it sounds delicious too.
right? Like you have too many two fries. No, get those out. You find. No, sir. Give me my fries here in America and make it a double, make it a triple, and give me a bag full, please. But Thailand is doing it right over here. Burger King Thailand unveils bizarre burger. Oh shit! Featuring 20 slices of cheese and no meat. It's the ultimate cheeseburger. yo, you know this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Goofy movie, and you know the
Yeah.
dude with the cheese is over here like, ah, yeah,
The leaning tower
cheese.
of cheese. That was probably
Yo, I
short, I
love it.
believe.
Yo, I could eat this. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I really, you know, I think I could eat this just for the lulz, dude. This ain't bad, man. Burger King in Thailand has added a bizarre new addition to its menu in the form of a rather nightmarish-looking burger that consists of just 20 slices of American cheese between 2 buns and no meat. The very strange sandwich was reportedly unveiled this past Sunday on the restaurant's Facebook account. In a post where this is for real. True to their word, the jaw-dropping sandwich began in Thailand for just around $3. Yeah, I mean, if this is like that's that's deadly. It's not even real cheese. I hope that this is real cheese at least. Well, if it's McDonald's or Burger King, then nothing's real. But never mind. Yeah, this got me cracked up, man. I love this. These 23 weird articles right here, man. Good looks. That's an insane amount of cheese, though. Expect to be in the restroom, in the pooper for the next 5 hours. Yeah, never mind. I'll pass on that extra cheeseburger. Next, Chinese zoo squashes the speculation that the bear is a human in a costume. Well. This has been a article for the last like 30 weeks, just over and over, and all these different fake animals. You know, people in animal costumes. The guy in a fake dog costume, and people dressing up like animals. Well, China went one step further and put them in the zoo, and they made it a public attraction and deterred everybody saying, "No, it's a human. No." And finally, they came out. Admitting it. It took them long enough, but you know, look at that long neck, bro. That's an alien. That ain't no bear. Yeah, you know, I wouldn't believe it either. Definitely not. Look at the way that bear's all bent. He got real human shoulders up in there. That's the poorest take on a human bear.
Yeah, that shit looks fake as fuck.
But something that is real, that maybe we should be understanding a little bit more, I guess, is Wolfman. Hikers photographed the apocryphal Wolfman, believed to live on a German mountain range. So, that everything that we're hearing about Wolfman and Dogman and Bigfoot and all this, yeah, I think that's all real. The existence of the apocryphal individual rumored to live in the forest of the German mountain range has seemingly been confirmed after a pair of hikers stumbled upon the so-called Wolfman and actually managed to photograph him. The remarkable picture was reportedly taken this past Tuesday evening in the town of Blankenberg as Gina Weiss and a friend were en route to explore some popular sandstone caves and the country's Horrors mountain range. The excursion took an astounding turn when the pair arrived at their destination and quickly realized and recalled. He stood up on one of the caves high and held a long wooden stick like a lantern. It is me, Tim the shaman. Tim. I go by Tim. Do you remember that Monty Python reference?
No, I never
According
watched
to the
any
Weiss, the
Monty
long
Python.
sighting saw the Wolfman and the hikers locked in an eerie stare down where he wouldn't take his eyes off us. Oh, dude, you got. It's just one of those movies where you can laugh from start to finish if you really like know history a little bit and you're into like comedy. Yeah, the guys who were in it, Monty Python, they're speculated like as future people, 70s, 80s and stuff, but they were visionaries, definitely way ahead of their time. They made fun of like the whole trans idea and the whole like guys becoming girls ideas, and like they would not be accepted now, hated by mainstream ideologies. they are amazing. According to Weiss, the 10-minute sighting saw the Wolfman and the hikers locked in an eerie stare down where us. She went on to note that the mysterious stranger said nothing and looked dirty like a Stone Age man from a history book. Despite the undoubtedly settling circumstances, Weiss was quickly witted enough to the radar of the local authorities. Around 5 years ago, when bewildered residents began reporting a person dressed as a wolf roaming around the mountain range. So there is a dude known as Wolfman has lived in the forest of the Harz Mountains for at least the last 5 years. Previously, searches of him from the authorities have yielded fairly well-crafted camps believed to have been created by him. Be that it may, the presence of an enigmatic individual has largely been a matter of conjecture since reports of the Wolfman were limited to eyewitness accounts. Well, here it is. These people's phones. Well, maybe it's like far away, but even then, that looks like a. I don't know. That doesn't
Looks
look like
pretty
much.
hairy.
I'll be real. That's hard. That's hard to tell.
It
I
is
mean, it
hard
looks
to
like
tell, but it
Bigfoot.
definitely looks hairy.
You know. Yeah. It looks like a brown Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. If you're a brown, that looks exactly like him. Just, oh man. Don't know what to do, just sitting down. Mr. Meeseeks. Oh man. Rick and Morty is funny. So next up, right here, Canadian $20,000 fine, I believe. Something. Canadian realtor fined $20,000 for secretly swigging homeowners' milk, and yeah, dude, don't ever go inside someone's home and just like freaking raid their fridge, bro. That's a rule that everyone should know. He's lucky he wasn't beat up. Sheesh, bro, you touch my man, you touch my eggs, you touch my freaking tortillas, my salsa. It's on, bro. You ever touch a Mexican's jalapeno and see what happens? I'm just playing around. I'm Mexican. I'm just playing around, man. Yo, next up, British cops respond to a report of mass murder that turned out to be yoga class. So, understandably, we don't have to get into this too much, but everybody was laying down in yoga class. What else? They're just relaxing, unwinding, and someone called the cops on them and reported that the instructor, Millie Laws, killed them all. Well, when the police came in, they just realized they were all just relaxing. Oh my gosh. I have
They thought it was
I
like
have
some Jim
actually
Jonestown type
Seeing
shit
people
going on.
respond to fitness and working out in very strange ways recently, bro. I mean, people respond to working out in fitness classes so odd. Like they know they're so alien to people. They don't know what are people doing in a group with clothing that looks like fitness. Like, you know, some people have never stepped in a gym or even thought about any type of fitness or stretching or anything ever, and that's how they react. I would like to call them what do they call them? Karens and Chads. Next up, oh, whoa, this is too much. Florida teacher, of course, Florida, under fire for showing Winnie the Pooh horror film to fourth graders. Yeah, man, that's like if I were a first grade teacher and I showed my first grade students uh, the original Disney Nazi TV shows and the original, you know, racist Disney shows to the kids.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
heck
look
no,
at
man.
just the pictures from this movie,
Would you be a fan
it's
of this
pretty
if
crazy.
if your kid's teacher?
My kids saw the logo from it when I was scrolling through shit and they got scared.
Expressing outrage over the ill-advised screening of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, where the title of character and his equally sinister sidekick Piglet became feral and bloodthirsty murderers. Parents were mad that her twins were exposed to the slasher film for approximately 30 minutes before the teacher turned it off when the students became frightened. Compounding the consternation was that the math teacher initially didn't stop the movie, even though the kids were saying, "Hey, stop the movie. We don't want to watch this." Hey, man. As for the highly inappropriate film, which is not even rated, wound up being on TV for the fourth graders in the first place, is a big question. Diaz explained that the teacher actually blamed the students, indicating that they chose a particular movie for this class. Understandably, Diaz dismissed the teacher's attempt at passing the proverbial buck at arguing. It's up to the professor to look at the content of any films that might be shown in class. In response to the controversy, the Academy of Innovative Education issued a statement where they acknowledged that the movie was not suitable for the age group and assured parents that they have addressed the issue directly with the teacher, while also meeting with those students who have expressed concerns. Oddly enough, a similar incident occurred at a Dutch elementary school last December when an instructor for showing the movie The Exorcist and a couple other horror movies. Yo, I mean, okay, I would be so mad if this were like, you know, 8th graders or 12th graders, you know, but 4th graders, yeah, man. put on some Scooby Doo or something. No, not no Winnie the Pooh meets the Ring, you know, goes to
Yeah,
the
the
Texas Chainsaw
images
Massacre.
just
Oh,
from
dude,
the
that's
just from the
savage. That teacher.
like title screens are pretty bad. I posted
Oh,
a
you
link
searched it up.
to well, I had seen them because my daughter saw them when we were scrolling through movies one day, and she was like, "That's scary, Winnie the Pooh." What are you? She was like freaking out.
You checked it out? How quick 30 seconds? Oh man, watch all the blood and guts. Oh, I'm out of here. Sorry, I thought this was about honey. Oh, I posted this one right here a while back. Pennsylvania funeral home mummy buried after 128 years. The Stone Man Willie. Yeah, man. That was a pretty unusual article that I remember covering that like a
I
month
think
ago
we spoke
too.
about that one.
Stone Man Willie finally. Did we? I think we did.
Yeah, I think we might have.
Yeah. Slenderman though, for this last piece of strange news, Slenderman, or unusual figure with elongated waving arms, detected on Google Street View. Yeah, bro, I think that's what the frick. A peculiar figure with elongated arms was recently discovered beside a road in Utah, capturing attention due to its bizarre appearance resembling an exaggerated Mr. Tickle from the Mr. Men series. The strange sighting, widely shared online, puzzled many viewers who speculated if it was a prank or manipulated image. However, it was revealed that the specialized scarecrow was designed to deter birds from local fields. Oh, exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was definitely some type of statue because, like, it just, I don't know, it has this statue look to it. So it's a scarecrow, and it's meant to scare birds and people. So
I just
it's
assumed it was like
2 in 1.
it
It's killing
was
2 birds with
a
one
naked person that
stone.
happened to be in motion when the image was taken, so it just kind of distorted like how their body looked.
Yeah, well, no, it didn't look like a naked person. It just looked too weird. You know, even if it was like distorted, you can definitely tell like the distortion in all of the picture, but it was definitely at a standstill. There wasn't like distortion in the background or anything. It was more so you can tell that it was an individual, I don't know, weird thing. Yeah, something that was just like staying there. Anyways, I don't like scarecrows to begin with. Next up, an ancient artifact is found known. Hold on. Let me give you guys some context. I apologize. So, here from the U.S. Sun News, a time traveler from 2671 appears and claims he has 7 wildest 2024 predictions for us. One of the predictions is that in March, an ancient artifact is known as Pandora's box and is found. It is open and released with many of the unknown mysteries spilling into our dimensions. He also claims July 4th, a massive alien ship appears in the sky, just staring at us, studying, trying to decide when to attack, just like Independence Day. He predicted also on May 21st, a cloud would be made self-aware by an alien species. He said the cloud would turn hostile and attack random cities around the globe, specifically San Francisco, Berlin, and London, followed by a terrible thunderstorm and flooding. He then revealed that on June 29th, 2197, mysterious statues will appear around the world, one in each country. Well, maybe, I don't know if it says maybe 2097 or I don't know, somewhere in the future. Mysterious statues will appear around the world, one in each country. Oh wait, that's supposed to be this year. My bad. Hold on, sorry. I read that wrong. June 29th this year, 197 mysterious statues will appear around the world. Huh, okay. It's kind of like how last year there was all these metallic obelisks appearing all across the Southwest, and nobody exactly knew what was happening. He said that the statues would be placed to track and scare humanity and release many terrible things. The content creator also claimed on July 4th that would be a ship like Independence Day. He said that the alien spaceships are known as the 47 and are responsible for placing the explosive statues across the globe and want to take back what's theirs. Whoa, this seems very detailed. The last prediction Alarg made that it is a species of bird previously thought to be extinct. That a species of bird previously thought to be extinct would reappear and began to hum a scary melody. Whoa. He said people who hear this sound would lose control of themselves and hundreds would begin passing away every single day. Some of the TikTok users who viewed this video were skeptical, to say the least. Oh, okay. So, yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Anything stick out to you? That bird thing is that, I do wonder about how powerful birds are, especially when you look at like the way that the ancient Egyptians referenced the falcon, and the way that all these other ancient cultures reference the eagle, and then you hear about like that there are in ancient cultures around the world like actual stories of bird people, like legit 100% bird species of humankind. Some people, even in the alien UFO community, like to already clarify and call them like avians. It's very interesting. It's super interesting the way that ancient history and archaeology in our cultures around the world have like referenced this stuff. Well, not to get too lost on this. Let's snap back to reality. Or unless you got something to say about bird people, Big Perm.
No, I don't know much about bird people.
Birdman, Lil Wayne. Gay! Next up, California Pizza Hut lays off all delivery drivers ahead of minimum wage increase. Pizza Hut is laying off more than 1,200 delivery drivers after a $4 minimum wage increase. Oh my gosh. Yeah, McDonald's did that. Pizza Hut's doing that. Walmart's going to do that. Every other big time corporation that increases their minimum wage, they're going to say bye-bye to all of the lowest grade employees. So, yeah, you better do your job if you work at some of these big time corporations, and you better do it well. And you better freaking brown nose it, and, yeah. All you brown nosers out there. Next up, I'm saying this is because of the World Economic Advisor, like Yuval Harari, saying, "What do we need so many humans for?" He predicts that AI will make humans redundant, and AI, artificial intelligence, computers, and technology will make people useless. While computers run everything at light speed and control our daily lives more and more, these bigwigs in the World Economic Forum and the elites are pushing for more technology and less of us because they want less of us. Another World Economic Forum member states reducing human population by 90% would help achieve net zero. Jane Goodall, English primatologist and anthropologist, lists that one of the World Economic Forum's biggest agendas is to save the planet from global warming by removing 90% of the Earth, which is kind of look at what that whole Georgia Guidestone was about. We knew that it blew up last year, but if you know about alchemy, that was just a big old alchemical magic spell. They hit it with thermite and fire, watched it explode and burn in smithereens, and some of it, some of it, right? Or it had this destruction element to it when the spell was already written on it. The words were already written and the spell was already in act. And that spell said, yeah, they want to reduce the population to like 2 million or something. How much was, do you remember how many million
They want
the Georgia guys?
want it to be reduced to 500 million. And we're
500 million.
at about 8 billion right now.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they wanted the world to be reduced to 5 million.
500
million.
million. Yeah.
Man, that's a little bit of people.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, man, we better be lucky, brother. Yeah, man, we better work hard, and we better be saying our prayers, and this is gonna make me cry, dog. Nah, I'm playing. Right here it says Agenda 2030. The World Economic Forum is pushing for plans to achieve a net zero target. So what they want to do is achieve a net zero target, meaning zero carbon emissions from us to us, that the world just doesn't have life. There will never be zero carbon as long as humans and animals are thriving. And it's not cow farts that are making up all this carbon emission, guys. That's a lie, okay? Climate change through these crazy accusations of humans being the problem, while it's them up in the plains, and while it's these mega factories and coal plants and nuclear plants and metal plants and all this stuff producing fumes and smoke that's like freaking on the trillions of tons level. It's not us. They just say it's us. It's like the guinea pig.
They expect us to not know that plants grow from carbon and that the planet is greener than it's been in thousands of years because of all this carbon. So it's actually a good thing for our trees to grow and our plants to grow and for us to have food and everything. We need carbon for life form. We're all carbon-based life forms. So it's all a fucking money grab. And they just want us to
100%.
pay for carbon credits.
Absolutely. They also want to tax people here soon with the biotechnology bills. They want to tax how much calories you take and how much sugars you intake and how much diet down to the actual chemical level they can control through money and through technology. And so it's not just carbon, but you look at a lot of society, bro, they don't even know what hydrogen is. You ask you ask like 70% of the people out there in the streets what hydrogen is. They don't know, bro. You ask them what I don't even want to say it, man, but like, dude, trust me. If you watch these YouTube videos, Instagram videos, all these videos of people just walking on the street, tell me one Bible verse or what is the capital of California or something random, right? That's super simple that people should be understanding if we live in this country and we respect history or even knowledge, right? As the Bible says, those who I will bless those who seek knowledge or something like that. Sorry, I'm just kind of paraphrasing a lot of how the Bible speaks about these things. It's not I'm not giving out a verse, right? So the Bible speaks about how you must be seeking knowledge actively if you want to be known by God, and God will protect you. Those who deny wisdom and deny knowledge are kind of just like straight up lost. They backwards. If they're saying, I don't care, they're ignorant like that. There's this definitely lost nature to them. This demonic nature. This wicked nature. Like, bro, if we're looking at like this from a real super real spiritual level, like the people like us, we see it, and some other people who just don't care. I mean, all my people and listeners out there, I know that you have some inclination to care. So this is that fighting chance to, be like, all right, you know what? We're not like this, these Agenda 2030 people. We're not going to just sit there and take the shit. We're going to stand up, grow our own food, eat right, take care of ourselves, watch some cow farts when we drive down the dairy roads. Yeah. You can see their cow farts when they lift their tail. You know what I mean? Dude, that's nature, baby. They ain't gonna destroy that. But the people who want to live in their phones all boxed up with the metaverses, yeah, they're gonna destroy it real quick. And so the 500 million, we have a super high chance of making it to that 500 million just by the odds of nature, and our health compared to other people out there who are like completely decimated by like 10 different vaccine shots and they're wondering why they're sick. I got 9 boosters, bro. You know what I mean? But back to climate change and World Economic Forum. So she's saying that we cannot hide away from the human population growth because it underlies so many other problems. So they're lying. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos recently came out, which are against the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum probably hates those guys the most because they're free thinkers and they're for the people, right? So some of the other 2 biggest names in the world, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, what I'm saying, have came against these guys by saying there is no overpopulation, that our planet can't sustain even 2 times the amount of people that we have right now, that they want to see 10 trillion plus people on here, 20 trillion plus people on the planet, that there is enough space in between us on land or in the ocean or even down there in I don't know how to say this, unexplored lands of Antarctica and the North, which is completely fabricated, that these places are explored and that there's more to it, like off-planet expertise, off-planet exploration and exploration into the other colonies that may exist, like in inner Earth or around the ice ring. If this is what some of the elites have on their United Nations logos, like a flat Earth. If this is a flat Earth, like our government's kind of secretly hint to, then there is other lands out there, and that we can sustain like 20 trillion people or more. But there's 2 sides to the world, guys. There's that dark side who wants to like reduce the population through food, technology, medicine, and then there's me, Big Perm, and the rest of you guys out there who are pro humanity. Next up, though, we want to say prayers to Japan. I guess, right? Nearly 100,000 residents ordered to evacuate. That's quite a bit. A 7.6 earthquake hit Japan's coast and neighboring South Korea. Wow. So literally Japan is a whole problem that we're experiencing in the Pacific Ring, the Ring of Fire, between earthquakes, mountains, going off of like volcanoes, what I mean? Yeah. Say a quick prayer. Yep. And well, there's more, guys. Interactive map shows the United States under the sea in 2050 due to climate change. Dude, have you seen this? You're over in Tacoma, guy. Aren't you part of that? Aren't you part of the place that's going to go under the ocean?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't pay attention to any of this bullshit. They've been saying that for 100 years.
Oh no, that's not bullshit, bro. It was also a map by the Navy. Right, but it's also been kind of happening. Like there is some parts that are getting structurally weaker.
Hasn't been happening.
If some of it were on like, no, there is some places underwater for sure in Florida, and I'm not saying like every place, but there is some places that are in this porous area through all the water seeping in and making things shaky, like residential areas and like cities within 2 miles of the shore. It has very, very bad architecture. I've seen a lot of stuff in Florida recently where like apartment buildings
Bad
just straight up collapsing
architecture
because
has nothing to do with climate change. That's just bad architecture. Man, we got Plymouth Rock
Oh,
still chilling,
oh,
where
oh,
Plymouth
yeah,
Rock
yeah.
is always chilled near the water. Man, what are we talking about here?
Oh, no. I'm not talking about climate change, though. No, dude, my bad, bro.
That's what
Well,
this article
what
says.
I just meant in general. Oh no! What I meant in general, though, have you seen the maps? Like, there's multiple maps from like Navy, the U.S. Navy, to like a whole bunch of other agencies around the world, showing, hey, like, there's gonna be a change in the way that nature, the way that our land forms. Just dude, the land types change all the time. That's what it's kind of referring to, is that there's going to be like some areas of America that are affected, like within the local like 10 miles of some shores here within the next 20 years. It's definitely going to change. There's going to be some type of shift. We're already experiencing some of the shift. Like on my podcast, I've showed that like the magnetic poles are already shifting. Like when they're looking at things, like the magnetic poles of the world are already shifting. It's not just climate change. It's like yeah, bro, that's some bullshit, right? But no, like our Earth is actually shifting through something, right? There is a
Yeah, it's
change,
always changing.
and so
for
we
sure.
have about like 5 more articles left, I think. Yeah, that's what I was getting to, brother. So I don't think you've seen some of the maps. That's what I was heading.
Well, I was just
That's what I
looking
was
at
like. Oh
this
man, you're
article and
actually
saying
like
climate
you're
change. I'm like,
in some of these areas that it's.
but me personally, we're like quite a bit above
Yeah,
sea
I get
level,
you.
so we don't really have that fear.
Oh, you guys are okay. All right. Well, open up. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and finish up. We got some Twitter drops. This is the last round, guys. Okay, look. So people up in the sky recording this. Well, people are recording this thing up in the sky. How about that? And they're saying it's not a. The government is opening a portal for demons. So I did see the video from Geneva, Switzerland. After they activated the CERN Hadron Collider, there was literally multiple videos from multiple agencies and people on their phones, recording from all sorts of devices about like a strange apparition, a strange freaking thing up in the sky, like a portal. And I don't know what else to say. This is the real deal. I mean,
Yeah,
it's right before our eyes. It's just like, have you ever seen the portal supposedly being up above like Geneva, Switzerland, when the CERN Hadron Collider would start, or like, the storms that would appear, like literally just some crazy looking cloud and storms that would just be right over that area in a circle right above that area. And
yeah, I
the
remember
same
seeing
thing for
something about
all
that
these
a
other.
while back.
Yeah, man. It does seem odd. It does seem very odd. A quick hit. So a car filled with explosive barrels into crowd, leaving Rochester rock concert, killing 2 in a possible domestic terrorist attack. Oh snap! So here's the picture of the car, guys. Pretty graphic. Rest in peace. And another quick hit. So a quick graphic for all my viewers out there at home. On this day, 110 years ago, the Federal Reserve was created. Yes. Oh, man. Yes, the death of us. And ever since then, the US dollar has lost more than 90% of its value. Another way to put it, the Federal Reserve has stolen 90% of America's dollar and value, which
Yeah,
You
most
kind of
people
look
think
at
that the Federal
why
Reserve
JFK was
is
killed because
a
he was attacking the
government
Federal Reserve.
organization because federal's in the name. They're actually a private entity and they're not a government organization. They're not part of our country.
They are not. Yes, they are not part of America. That they're some private entity that's owned by. Do you know what family it is? It's owned. I think it's owned by a certain few
There's a lot of
families.
speculation, but it's not public knowledge.
Yeah, supposedly, right? Um, but so our money is going to other people's pockets, and well, it was JFK. See, this is where the rabbit hole gets pretty interesting. JFK was fighting to remove the Federal Reserve's greenback, and he was about to put it on gold backed, right? Is that correct? And so all of our money was about to be backed by gold bars within our own armory. I think it was going to be Fort Knox, Georgia, is where supposedly all the gold was and or is. And well, when JFK started coming out against,
Hey,
the
Fort Knox
Federal
might be in
Reserve.
Kentucky.
Oh, Fort Knox, Kentucky. My bad.
I believe so.
My bad. You might be right. When JFK came out on this, yeah, he made a lot of opposition. There was a lot of bankers and wealthy individuals who didn't like this because their ties to the American dollar were going to be cut. If you have the American dollar owned by private families, so that means private families can then fund and be like, well, we're going to take this out or we're going to do this. And well, now we can control the inflation, which is kind of why you see all this strange stuff about like, gas price inflation and the way that American dollar is going. And, it seems like there's more to it than just like, oh, it's the American dollar. No, there's, other families and other trades that have huge links to it. Well, the Federal Reserve kind of like controls that a lot of the aspects and in the back programs, the backroom programs, in their private programs, so we don't really get full access to our funds, and so we're kind of taxed and given interest, and then not just that, they can be like banker and just straight up take 90% of our value. So every dollar that we get, they're like, well, I'm just give you 3 cents out of it. And that's pretty much how it's been. Or, they've shrunken that dollar down to half a dollar over time. You get it. It's a pretty messy game. Next up, Bill Clinton to be unmasked as Doe number 36 and identified more than 50 times in the Jeffrey Epstein document dump that was released by the actual judge in overstating the trial. And yeah, guys, I think it's finally out. All this stuff about Epstein is like finally coming to the public, like for real, where it's like even the normies are understanding that there is something shady and like there is some weird stuff going on with all of them. Here's a quick repost from Elon Musk. He says, let's not forget the White House giving Tesla the cold shoulder, excluding them from the electric vehicle summit, and crediting General Motors with the electric car revolution title. When General Motors only sold 26 electric vehicles compared to Tesla's 300,000 in one quarter. So the White House was hating on Tesla big time. While General Motors only sold under 30 cars and Tesla sold over 300,000, yeah, that's just to show how the industry and big government works and the big industry works. If there's something that's like super good for you, it's probably not going to be publicized by the big wigs, right? But you know, I mean, and they're gonna hate on it. And but if there's something pretty bad for you and it's not really like that good, oh, it's gonna be all over the front news, front page, like you know Taylor Swift and Beyonce. You know, yeah, yeah. Next quick hit is Lamar Jackson throwing out his third or
Nobody
fourth.
cares.
Lamar Jackson's the boss. Ravens Nation to the top, man. He's doing his third perfect QBR game, now tied with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, I think Joe Montana. I think some just pure legends. He's a legend right there. So next up though, this picture was taken recently about in Iraq, and people were speculating if this image we're seeing is, you know, part, I'm not saying this location, but what Iraq is holding is part of the reason that we went to war with them. See, people speculate on the weapons of mass destruction and what the military was actually talking about when we went over to Iraq and invaded that whole area. It's because that there's a huge connection to the Bible and a huge connection to our ancient past. That area is known as the cradle of civilization. It is ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Sumeria, ancient Ur, you know, ancient crazy places, right? You know, all around here. About stories featuring artifacts such as stargates and interesting stories, you know, about portals and other dimensions, just unbelievable things. And well, it's just reported that Saddam Hussein had stargates. Well, if you know everything that we know about our day now in reality, and how UFOs could possibly create wormholes and stargates and all this, well, people are looking back and like wondering, what are these shapes? You know, that we see in the ground, these imprints, and you know, what are like who are they left by, or what is this? You know, is this a UFO? What, you know, what is exactly in our ancient past that we're seeing through archaeology or that we're hearing? And it's not just speculation. Like there is real stuff, like the pyramids in Bosnia, like the pyramids in Giza. You know, the Temple of Malta. This, you know, that can produce like incredibly perfectly harmonious sounds. You know, these things aren't just random, man. None of this is. I like to keep you guys thinking and moving and grooving, kind of like Harbaugh's and Odell Beckham right here. Check it out, quick hit from Harbaugh. He's over here dancing after whooping the Dolphins' ass. Yeah, guys. A lot of Dolphins posts. Ravens post whooping the Dolphins' ass. Next up, though, here is the Space Delta 18 patch from the United Space Force. It was activated on June 24th, 2022, and it is headquartered at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So everybody viewing out there, just look at this and ask yourself, is the military really that dumb to not know what they're doing with? Because this looks very precise. This looks like a web and a sphinx. A sphinx and the North Star, the Polaris, right? It is like a light bringing star, right? So that's the Earth. The Sphinx, that could be two things. That could be, you know, this ancient idea of other entities, or what was in the Sphinx, which was two ancient libraries. There were two libraries found. One that was found recently in the 90s, and a second library has been found supposedly. I mean, this is just speculation. So we know one for sure, but there's possibly a second library found underneath the Sphinx.
That looks like Akhenaten. I'm gonna post a address for you to take a look at real quick.
What would be the significance of Akhenaten, if I would ask? What I wanted to
Well,
go into is that
if you listen to Freeman Fly, he thinks Obama is actually a clone of Akhenaten.
yeah, I do believe that. Well, I don't know about clone, but I think that there is some vampiric essences, and there is some,
Take a look at
2,000
this
year old
picture.
people. Yeah, I have seen the Akhenaten and Obama
No, I mean
side
this
by
picture
sides.
compared to your tweet that you're looking at right now. It's
Okay,
pretty
let's go ahead.
identical.
I'll go ahead and pull it up on. Oh shit.
And then they think that Michelle is a clone of Akhenaten's mom, I believe it is, Nefertiti.
Oh, that does look pretty close. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post it on the screen, guys, for everybody out there. But what I did want to notice on the top was that Polaris, and if that's the light bringer, the North Star, maybe maybe there is some extra dimensional alien type of influence to the web, to the world. I don't know how to read that logo. I mean, it's that Air Force, right? Patterson base, right? Which is one of the first bases to have the UFO encounters and UFO crash technology. It was shipped over there from supposedly Roswell. So everybody viewing up what these ancient Egyptians really look like, and they had this crazy type of beard or device underneath them. See, what he's actually holding right here, there's two rods. These were, supposedly these Egyptians had magic. These Egyptians had magical devices. Yeah, those look like butt plugs, though. Dude, I do hear that the Egyptians and Greeks and all them were into some very go ahead, keep going now. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff with the military logos. If you guys want to look, you guys can go to YouTube and check out like military patches, and there'll be 10-minute videos of people showing all sorts of military patches and the weirdness of them, showing strange creatures and a little bit of everything. Next up, so this is black graphene, which is supposedly in the nanotechnology, which is supposedly in the shots and everything that we have everywhere inside of our bodies, and everybody uses medicines.
Speak for yourself.
And
That shit
see,
ain't inside
this
of my
dude's
body.
playing. He stopped the music, I think, and he stopped the frequency. But oh yeah, I did. Oh, I feel you. I guess Elon Musk just revealed he believes that the West is absolutely screwed if he loses Christianity. And the last thing that I think I'm going to show you guys right here. Yes. So remember the time that the CIA chief of disguise, Joanna Mendez, retired in 1993. The agency was creating masks at the time, so illicit that they couldn't be detected from face-to-face conversation. On one occasion, Mendez met with the president, George Bush, at the Oval Office and reportedly him and others in the room until she finally revealed. And we're gonna watch this quick video, 1 minute, 30-second video.
The culmination of a lot of work that we did at CIA over a period of, I'd say, 10 years, developing that technology. It was a big challenge to come up with something that finally actually animated and worked. Really for a person closer than 3-4 feet. But we did.
They learn the art.
We actually brought Hollywood back into our labs at one point to look at what we had done. And they were stunned. They're absolutely stunned.
Congratulations.
The fact that we're allowed to show it tells me the CIA is new God. I don't know. I shouldn't know. I'm not. I know, but I don't know.
Relax. You can see it all later.
So I'm proud to show people how good we are to that point and let them imagine. So what are they doing now?
Jana Mendez retired from the CIA as chief of disguise after more than 25 years with the agency. When she left in 1993, the masks they were making could not be detected in a face-to-face conversation. These declassified photos show Mendez in disguise while meeting with President Bush in the early 90s. She was there to brief the president on the new CIA disguise program. Nobody in the room knew she was wearing a mask until she removed it. Imagine the advance.
And so here is a quick little glimpse at a Illuminati card game that was made in the early 90s, I believe. A very strange game that almost predicts a lot of scenarios, incidents, or events in our current reality. Literally things from like the Las Vegas shooting, or do you recall any other of the weird Illuminati card game incidences?
No, I just heard about the game before.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you got to check into this one. This one's a deep conspiracy, too. Well, here we go. I'm going to read one of the cards. So it shows imposter. And it says, this card permits you to play from your hand a personality which duplicates one that has been assassinated. You must also spend an action from a group with an alignment in common with the personality. You automatically control the new card. The original personality no longer counts as destroyed for the goal of whoever killed them. Yada yada yada. So there's a lot of these cards that like literally show like fake news events, false. I can't say it. The FF event, right? But like false flag. But like there's like news events that supposedly I don't want to say like reference to any real events, but these cards show things that supposedly happen in real life. It's man, this card game is unbelievable, guys. If you guys want to have a rabbit hole dive, go ahead, check out the Illuminati card
The
game.
advances that have been made in the last 30 years.
Yeah, check out. So this Illuminati card game, look, it shows that little shows a little mask right there, like an imposter, which is what we've seen on a whole bunch of different celebrities. And with that, guys, we are going to call it a night. We appreciate you guys, man. We stayed up a little bit late because of the Sugar Bowl, man. That thing didn't end till like, I don't know, 10? What's that time? 10-ish, something like that?
It's probably about 10.
And so we brought this podcast out to you guys. You Nocturnal. Yeah. Hey, man. UW up, dude. Hey, Michael Penix is going to be a solid dude in the draft. And I mean, Ravens don't need a quarterback, but for sure, there's some solid stars that are going to emerge out of UW. And it's going to be exciting to see UW hopefully take the championship with the Pac-12 going out with a bang,
That'd be a great
Oregon
win.
and UW up there. Just, dude, rest in peace, Pac-12, man. It's been nice knowing you guys. Dude, it sucks, bro. And that's another conspiracy right there, bro. What's up with that one? Have you You know what I mean? Like, why is the Pac-12 really, really dying? There should that's some bull. Like, that's not that. None of this makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it really, really doesn't make sense. Because from what I hear is that the Pac-12 was making a lot of money recently. Just like, you know, or some areas in the Pac-12 were making a lot of money. My bad.
They've been doing pretty
some
well.
teams were making a ridiculous amount of money, and like the rest of the teams kind of got pissed or something. Yeah. Who was it? It was Oregon, UW. Who else is that's Stanford? No, USC. Who's in the Pac-12?
Yeah, those are all Pac-12 teams. I mean, the Nike
Yeah.
dude is attached to Oregon pretty much, funding all their shit, as far as I know. Phil Knight, and they always had the dopest uniforms and everything, but I don't know what happened. I'm bummed to see it go. I mean, it was a Pac-10 when I was a kid, but Pac-12 for quite a while now.
Now it's about to be a Pac-2, isn't it? Or
Yeah, I
something like
think
that.
there's only 2 teams left.
It's pretty sad though. Yeah, man. I think that what's gonna have to happen is there's gonna be a new university. There has to be like some type of university stepping up here in the Pac-12 that like really just takes it to the next level with money and funding and organizing a new, I don't know, Pac-8 or something.
I don't know. I feel like eventually we're gonna see 2
I think that
conferences like the NFL. We're gonna have like the SEC and like one other conference, and it's just gonna be just like the NFL. Everybody getting paid now anyway.
dang, you kind of see that the college level is uniting on that level, like splitting up into 2 different areas.
That's what
That
it
makes a lot
kinda
of
seems
sense
like
though,
to
from what
me.
I hear. Yeah, that's
I don't
exactly
know shit
what
ton
I've
about
been
college
hearing. Like,
football though.
so I watched. No, I've been watching the Pat McAfee show, right? And like that's what they're kind of projecting, and they're kind of they have on guests, and they're like, yeah, it kind of seems like there's just going to be 2 conferences by the end of it all, and like they want to make it, yeah, exactly how you said they want to kind of mimic the NFL a little bit. Dang, I mean that means that they would have to extend the season just a little bit longer, and at least have some more games. Yeah,
Yeah, I would think
yeah,
so.
cool.
Well, shit,
Sweet.
brother.
Hey, more
I
college football
appreciate you
games.
having me back again.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been a great one. You go ahead and let everybody know any New Year's wishes that you have for them, and you know when you guys are going to be recording next over on the other podcast, and me and you are going to keep on rocking. They appreciate it too, brother.
Yeah, I just hope everybody has their best year ever. Fucking keep working at it. I decided to go out and jump in the cold water today as a fresh start for the year, and just, want to keep on trucking. We post like every like couple times a week. Just go to permnation.com or follow Union of the Unknowns on any of the socials, and you'll find us. We post plenty. So that's about it, really. Just happy to be here. Happy for a new year. It is now January 2nd, and we got 364 more days till the next year.
That's right. Hey, you guys have 365 days or 364 days to accomplish 3 goals for everybody out there. All my viewers out there, at least tell me one of your goals, and maybe if you do that, I'll message you back here in like 364 days and ask you, hey man, did you finish your goal? And if you did it, it's all on you, buddy. It's all on me. Hey, hope you guys had a great night. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Go ahead and check out all of our socials. Remember, go ahead and check Big Perm out over at Twitter. You can find me at Twitter over at 509 Divine Pines, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, any other place out there that you can think of me. I'm probably on it. Maybe not as in depth as some of these other bigger social media sites, but yeah, go ahead. And also check out all of the sponsors down below. I have sponsors from Aqua Cure. I have sponsors with Boomer Boost and all sorts of other sponsors like hemp and CBD, whether that's actual oils for you and your dogs or seeds and supplements for your body and nutrients for your soil. So a little bit of everything, you know, to get your mind, body, and soul right. Coupon codes galore, and also a GoFundMe if you guys would like to help donate for eye surgery this year. It's going to cost me somewhere, I don't know, around 12-15K. So it's gonna be a big hit, and I need my freaking goggles off my head and my eyes fixed. So if you guys would bless me, I'll bless you back. Say a prayer. And, you know, thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. You guys have a great new year. Happy New Year. Remember, guys, don't ever let anybody dull your light, because this world is dark, and without you shining your light, your friends can't see where you guys are going. Your family can't see where you guys are going. You guys got to make a plan, stick to that plan, and be the light and lead them to safety. I love you guys. Be blessed. Be high. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pines Podcast. Peace.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay. Sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make a million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot. Feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear, cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted.